What's going on, baseball fans? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be going over the June 9th baseball games in this video, 15 of them. Lots of games to go through, so we're going to jump right into that. Before we do, make sure you scroll down there, join the community, like, subscribe to the channel. Looking for fans from all sorts of teams, so hopefully growing this community. We just crossed over 80 subs. Next up, 100, so please do your part. I see you guys. There's lots of you watching the videos that aren't subbing, so please do that. Help the channel grow. Let's jump into it. 15 games. Let's start things off with the Rangers 4, Giants 3. And I talk about this all the time. The Rangers are a team that competes on every single night, and they showed it last night. They were down 2-0 to the Giants halfway through this game. And on a lot of other teams, they might give up at this point in the game. The Giants are one of the hottest teams in baseball, but the Rangers never do. They forced extras in this one, 2-2, went to extras, 1 run apiece in the 10th. And the Rangers walked this one off in the bottom of the 11th. And that's it. Bosler hits his 3rd home run of the season, and Trump his 1st. The Giants continue to carry this league in home runs, and on the road they lead the MLB in home runs. I gotta admit, every new day there seems to be a different guy on the Giants hitting a home run. So that's the case again today. Trump hitting his 1st. Littell goes 1 inning, 0 earned runs, and he's the leadoff man. And then Long, of course, comes in and beats the Long man. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. And there's a very good outing from the bullpen all around. Kyle Gibson on the other side, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, and then no decision. Kyle Gibson just continues to paint the outside, being a very good pitcher. The Rangers win this one in walk-off fashion. Athletics 4, Diamondbacks 0. Athletics got a 3-run 2nd inning here, and they didn't really have to look back from that because Sean Manaea had a great outing, 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 3 Ks, and Peacock on the other side, 1.23 earned runs. Doesn't last very long, 48 pitches to not even get out of the 2nd, and he's yanked. That's back-to-back starts now. Peacock's been a little rough, but being on Arizona, I'm sure he's going to get quite a few chances here. No home runs in this game at all, but Canha had a nice triple, which led to 2 hits, 2 RBI tonight, and that was basically it. The top of the lineup gets the job done here. Manaea gets the job done here. People need to get it done. Cubs 3, Padres 1. So after I make that story that the Padres get revenge, the Cubs come back and win this series and take both games, and they get revenge on Mr. Yu Darvish, who used to play for them, right? Padres were at 1-0 early, and then the Cubs tied it up in the 4th here. Jock Peterson in that 4th inning hit his 7th home run of the season off of Yu Darvish. Alcantara, his 1st of the season as well here. And we have no home runs for the Padres. Padres offense was a little dry in the past couple games here, and Kimbrel comes in for his 15th save of the season. Darvish, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, getting his 2nd loss of the season. Jake Arrieta goes 5, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, and a no decision. And Jake Arrieta, he pitched a very solid game here for the Cubs, and if they can get this side of Jake on a more consistent basis, they're definitely going to be that team that can walk away with the Central. I very much think here. Mets 14, Orioles 1, and yeah, the offense just popped here, and when the Mets are putting up 14, it's not a pretty sight for the Orioles. Matt Harvey, again, he had a couple good outings early in the season, but ever since then, he's just been pretty much a disaster. He's 3-7 now in the season. He went 3 innings, pitched 7 earned runs, 2 Ks. His ERA is up to 7.41. I don't know how long this experiment with Matt Harvey's going to go. Maybe they move him into some sort of bullpen role, but I don't think it's a long-term solution. I think we all know that at this point now. But given where they are in the standings, given where the team kind of is, probably what they're paying him, we might see him pitch out the rest of the season. Tyon Walker on the other side goes 7, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. And the Mets pitchers just continue to be the best in the league, really. Home runs, we got Pete Alonso. He's still on fire. He hits his 10th of the season. Kevin Pillar, it doesn't matter that he got hit in the face. He hit 2 on this night off of Matt Harvey. He's up to 4 on the year. We got McKinney hitting his 7th of the year. He also hit 2. So a couple of Mets guys go multi-home run games here. And we also have Williams hitting his 1st of the season. McKinney's been a pretty good ad for the Mets. It's funny, the Brewers could probably use him right about now. He had a 3-hit, 5 RBI night. But ever since he's been traded, he's been pretty good. He's hit a couple home runs, and he's been a big part of the Mets getting some offense going. Dodgers 2, Pirates 1. This one was a little bit delayed getting started at the beginning of the day, but they got it going. 1-1 after 1, the Dodgers add another one in the third, and then it's pitcher duel till the end, and that's it. Justin Turner had a nice 3-hit, 2 RBI night, and on the Pirates side, they only had 3 hits. They were held to 3 hits. Turner, 2 home runs. He got all the runs, both of them. Sorry, he got all the home runs in this one. But yeah, so 2 solo home runs from Justin Turner. Gonsolin does the whole bullpen leadoff here. He goes 1.21 earned run. He went 66 pitches. So we talked about, who was it? Peacock only going 1.2 and 48 pitches or something like that. Gonsolin, 1.2 innings. He went 66 pitches and somehow only gave up 1 run. So maybe that's a Pirates thing. Anderson, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. So he goes 6 and he goes 92. So he does a lot more on a lot less, right? And then the bullpens come in. They both do excellent jobs. Casey Jansen picks up his 14th save of the season. The Dodgers are going to be using this somewhat easier schedule they're on for the next couple weeks to gain some ground, definitely on the Giants, who lost. Phillies 2, Braves 1. And this one was 1-0 Braves heading into the 9th. And Will Smith gets the nice blown save, and I don't mean nice in that way. We have Williams in this one. His nice walk-off home run here. It's his first game of the season. Luke Williams, it might be his first one of his career. I'm pretty sure. I just want to make sure. No. It was his first start of his career. That was it. He pinch hit the other day, and his first start of his career, he went nice long yard, walked his team off. He got very emotional in the aftermath of the game. 6 innings pitched for Eflin, goes 1 earned run, 7 Ks. Davidson on the other side, Tucker Davidson, he's been good since the Braves added him to the rotation. 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. But Will Smith comes in there, first blown save of the season, but he's 1-5 now in the season. So ever since being moved into that closer role, he's been pretty consistent. But this is the one, and this is a key game for the Braves. They need to really handle the Phillies. Astros 8, Red Sox 3. So I had to throw on the Astros hat today because they've just been on a roll. And unfortunately, they've been playing Boston for the past 2 weeks, a couple of games, and Boston has not been able to handle them. I think, what are we up to now? 5 games to 1 out of the last 6 or something like that. It's not been good for Boston. But on the other side, Astros have been really using this as a boost. They're now only 1 game back from Oakland in that division, and very much on the heels of them. At the top of their lineup here had nice multi-hit nights. We have Carrera 2, Bregman with 3, Alvarez with 2. Even when we get down to the middle of the lineup, Gurriel has 2, Brantley had a nice 3-hit night. So a bunch of multi-hit nights from the offense of the Astros. Bogaerts hits his 11th home run of the season for the Red Sox, and for the Astros, Altuve joined the 10 home run club finally, and then Bregman is up to 7. Valdi goes 5.2, 5 earned runs, 5 Ks, and a little bit of a rough outing. And Odorizzi on the other side goes 5, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and Javier comes in for the 4-inning save, which you don't see very often these days, but he went nice 4 innings, 30 pitches. So, oh no, that was Valdez. Sorry, I'm trying to find him. Oh, there it is. 47 pitches. So he very consistent still either way, coming in for a nice close there for him, picking up his first of the season. And this one, Mariners 9, Tigers 6, and this one went 11 innings, and we saw 7 runs in that 11th inning. A lot of it coming off Fraley, who seems to have been the difference in that. I really thought Tigers were going to cruise. They're up 3-0. They had one of their best starters on the mound, but in that 6th inning, Casey Miz couldn't get out of that inning and gave up 3 earned runs, and specifically on a home run to Kyle Seager, a nice 3-run bomb, which was really the difference, tying that game up. And then we go to, it was 3-3 the rest of the way, and then we went to extras, and we saw a 6-3 difference in extras. So really it's 9-6, but the game was actually a lot closer than that. We saw a nice Styles from starters: Flexen goes 6, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks. Miz goes 6, 3 earned runs, 6 Ks. And then we see the bullpens come in. And during the real game, they close it out. But once you get to those extras, it's kind of hard to close it out because with the guy starting on second all. And Daniel Norris ends up getting the loss here, which is unfortunate for him. Moving along, we got another game that went to extras. Nationals 9, Rays 7, and this one went to 11 as well. This first inning was 3-2, lots of runs there. Washington gets out to a 5-3 lead about halfway through the game. And the Rays do what they do best lately, or this season at least, is late inning comebacks. They put up 2 runs in the 7th and 8th, put this one into extras, and in the 10th, Washington put up 2 runs in the top of 10th. You thought they had a chance to close this one out, and Tampa Bay answered right away. But in that 11th inning, they did the same thing, and this time they couldn't come back and answer. Juan Soto gets his 8th home run of the season. Zimmerman had a nice 2 home run night of his own. He's up to 8. And then for the Rays, we have Walls hitting his first of the season, and Wendell his 7th. McClanahan goes 3 earned runs, 4 Ks for a nice short outing from him. He's been all right. He gets the no decision in this instance. Corbin goes 5, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks. So both kind of going shorter innings. McClanahan definitely taking the shorter end of the stick, but sorry about that. That was my alarm. It's now 5:30 a.m. and I forgot to shut it off because I'm up earlier than normal, but we're rolling here. Rockies 4, Marlins 3. Hopefully your ears are still good from that. And the Rockies coming back after losing to the Marlins yesterday. They come back and they take a nice 3-1 lead halfway through this game. And the Marlins came close. In the bottom of the 6th, they came within 1 run. But in the last 3 innings in this game, we were scoreless, and we are able to close out with that 1-run lead. Duvall hits his 10th of the season. Rockies, no home runs at all. Hampson is up to 12 stolen bases. Nothing really. I just saw that, so I threw that in there. Gomber, 5 innings pitched, 1 strikeout, 5 Ks. And ever since he's been blown up earlier in the season, he's really turned it on. I'd like to see an interesting thing here, kind of breaking down the trade between Colorado and St. Louis, and seeing how each team has contributed. Because Gomber's the guy they got for Arenado, and he's been pretty good for them lately. He's now 5-5 on the season. Garrett goes 4, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks in his first loss of the season. And the bullpen, the Marlins are at their best bullpen, it looks like, but it's not enough, and they get the loss here. Moving along, we got Reds 7, Brewers 3, and this loss for the Brewers and the Cubs winning means that the Cubs are now back on top of the division, and that's good for Cubs fans, bad for Brewers fans. But Cincinnati continues to kind of like hang around, so they're 1 game below 500 now, and their offense is definitely a big part of their winning. And they had 5 runs in the first 2 innings here. Added a couple in the 4th and didn't have to look back with the Brewers like scoring woes and Travis Shaw now leaving this game with an injury could be a little bit of an issue with them going forward. Yelich had a nice 1-hit night. He's still batting .239. So the offense here, we look at these top 4 guys on the Brewers, they're just not providing what they need to if they're going to compete in this division. Vogelbach hits his 5th of the season, and believe it or not, the Reds did not have any. They generated all those runs. Gutierrez goes 7, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, so that's now 2-1 on the season, and he's got back-to-back wins in his starts. Anderson, 3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 0 strikeouts. So for me, Milwaukee, they just don't seem to have consistent offense to be able to compete on a day-in, day-out basis. And if it's not one of their core starters like Burns or Woodruff, it seems like they're having some issues. So Anderson kind of fits that bill of what I'm talking about here. Toronto 6, White Sox 2. There's a little bit of controversy in this game with Grandal sliding into home and being called out at the time, going to replay. It looked to me, and this is coming from a Jays fan, it looked to me like he was probably safe, but they ruled it out, and I can see why. Because when you go to the replay, you have to have the evidence that really shows that they should overturn it, and I could see that that's the argument, that they just don't see it. 1-1, 2 innings in here, and Chicago White Sox had a nice 5th inning run there that took a lead, and believe it or not, it wasn't the Jays bullpen that blew it this time, it was the White Sox bullpen. Home runs, Grichuk hits 13th of the season in that 2nd inning off Lance Lynn, but that's the only run that Lynn gives up. He goes 7 innings pitched, 1 earned runs, 9 Ks, but eventually he has to come out. He's at 95 pitches, and they bring him out, and the bullpen blows it. Bummer, specifically, it's 5th blown save of the season. That seems like a lot, especially for a White Sox team that usually has good starters. Like, they have the best starter ERA in the MLB, so having 5 blown saves is pretty interesting. It's a bummer, some might say. Manoah goes 5, 1 strike, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. So Manoah bounces back after his rough outing. So this rookie's looking like he's all right. And we have the bullpen come in and close the door for the Jays, which we don't say too often. But a nice rubber match, and we'll see that today. Yankees 9, Twins 6. So the Yankees are using these Twins as a springboard because they were kind of slowly dropping down in the standings in this very, very competitive American League East. And when you have Garrett Cole on the mound, you need to make sure you win. So even though they gave up 6 runs, they had the offensive support, and 4 of those runs came in the bottom of the 9th. So they're pretty irrelevant. Jorge Polanco hits 2 home runs in this game, and he's up to 8. Sano, he's up to 12. And for the Yankees, we got Aaron Judge. He's slowly closing the gap. He's now up to 15 on the season. Stanton hits 2 on this night. He's back in there, and he hit one of these games. It was a very big monster bomb. His 11th of the season. Aguilar also up to 5 on the season. Garrett Cole goes 6, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks. Great outing, as per usual with him. He's been around in the news of how he's going to still be good with all this sticky situation going on. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Dobnak, 4.24. He had 8 earned runs, and his ERA is up to 7.36. So that's pretty rough for sure. Cardinals 8, Indians 2, and the Indians sending out this rookie Maya just didn't get really started in this game. 4 runs for the Cardinals right out of the gate, and they added 2 more in the 3rd, so 6-2. And the Indians' offense didn't get going here. And Wainwright, when he's at home, has been pretty damn good, and that's just another case today. O'Neill, he's been fire this month. He hit 2 home runs himself. He's up to 15 on the season. Goldschmidt hit his 8th of the season, and then Indians, we don't have any home runs for them. Wainwright goes 7, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. And like I said, if you take a look at the road and home splits for Wainwright, it's night and day. Completely night and day. Major didn't even last the first inning. They took him out. He went 38 pitches, only got 2 outs, 4 earned runs. And maybe they'll give him another shot. I assume they will, given their situation for sure. Moving on to the last game of the night, we have Angels 6, Royals 1, and that's what I think back-to-back for the Angels. I can't remember now how it went yesterday. I think they might even have been one of the teams that played on Monday. So this might have been the 3rd game. I think it's 2-1 series, if I can recall. No home runs in this game, but everyone's talking about Ohtani. He continues to be like just setting records. I think he's on pace for something like 42 home runs, 108 RBIs, and then you add in his pitching stats, and it's just completely surreal. Cannon goes 6.2, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, and Keller 5.1, 5 earned run, 4 Ks. So a little bit getting back to Kansas City, not being able to get a starter with a nice start here. But they're playing the Angels, so it's like the Angels are used to that kind of story. But yeah, that pretty much breaks down. We're 15 games of the MLB. It's Wake Up with Baseball with me, Alex Hart. Make sure you join the community. I'd love to hear what you guys say. What teams are you following yesterday? What games were you watching? What interesting things did you see? Because there was lots. Obviously, I didn't get to all of them. Can't watch all 15 games. Can't keep up on everything. But I try, and I do follow the overall macro of the sport. So at least there's that. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe. We'll see you for the next video.